It is only truth can stand the test of time. Lies can never. This group called Sonia Akbarawa and the co, they believe that the only way they can make it is by propaganda. Just like that Nigerian rhetoric that always says, keep faking it until you make it. These people believe that they can cajole the Biafrans into whatever. God have mercy. God, I said, have mercy. And people are still believing them. Well, I cannot blame them because most of them have been hypnotized by the native doctor called Chiamaka Asere, aka Vam Vam Vam. I want us to listen. Yes, it's quite unfortunate that this interview did not get the light of the day, because Simon Ekpa had an interview with one white radio station or TV station or whoever, or one of an activist who always interview people to know their reactions if you are a kind of a freedom fighter, an activist. So, in that interview, what these our people came to tell us now is this. But before we proceed, I would like you to share this video, please. Let this video go viral, so that we know the kind of people we are dealing with. Listen, I'm not here to drag anybody, but truth be told, I repeat, truth be told, these people keep on faking it. They want to use propaganda to confuse the people, the Biafrans. I cannot call Biafrans who are following them gullibles. I cannot call them zombies, just like they keep calling us zombie because we are following Ngozi Orabueze. No, I can never do that. I can never do that. No, they are all Biafrans. To follow somebody, it is a matter of choice. So he decided where to follow. Just like the saying goes, follow who know road, so that they don't go carry you past your bus stop. Listen to this headline before I continue with what I need to tell my people. He said, Prime Minister at Simon Ekpa interviewed by at Arise TV. Arise TV never interviewed Simon Ekpa in any way. Simply because he want to prove a point. Oge went to at the premises of where they are doing the inauguration because he cannot get inside. Arise TV crews were there interviewing people or giving rather their station back home Nigeria the update. This guy called Elias Garoselis, which is the Biafran fake lobbyist, went there. Maybe they trying to interview the guy while the guy was speaking. Then Elias is there with him, trying to capture attention so that people will say, oh, he has been interviewed. He tried to force himself on those people. A picture and a video that is making rounds on the internet shows where the Arise analysts were pushing him to go. You are a Biafran. You are not needed here. This interview is not for you. Nobody even call you to come for an interview. So this guy, to try to prove a point, he have to come now to bring where Simon Ekpa had an interview with White Oyibo. Now he said Simon Ekpa had an interview with Arise TV. Arise TV never have any interview. If Arise TV grant interview to Simon Ekpa, Turumbu or anybody in government will shut that place down. Because they will tell you, oh, you are making Simon Ekpa popular. Are you understanding me? I didn't say that they cannot interview him. Maybe in due time, they might decide to interview him. You understand what I said? Maybe in due time, they might decide to interview him. But for now, if anybody who went to, any Arise crew that went to interview Simon Ekpa will be penalized by Ndoka Obegbena, who is an Igbo man, say, from Delta State. You get the point now? Okay, let me read the headline, please. He said, Prime Minister and Simon Ekpa interviewed by Arise TV, and they refuse to publish it because they don't want to hear the truth. Okay, make us see where he come and attach it. But they are going to listen to this interview and tell me whether the voice you hear there is a voice of Arise TV analyst, or Arise TV staff, or a white man who is also working with one radio station either in the US or in Europe. So, and he can say, same thing they did today in Capitol, Washington, D.C., where the APM, which is Odiegwu Nkere, of Biafra Republic Government in Exile at Biafra Lion FC football now, spoke about Biafra, and they ran away at Donald Trump's swearing-in ceremony. Biafra was fully and duly represented at Biafra _ government at E Series 35992. You see where the thing goes. Do you see where you want to carry Elias enter? Eh? But I can tell you, go to any internet, even Nigerian news carries it. When Elias was forcing himself on a right TV staff or crew member who is there to give update to back home what is happening, how the atmosphere is. And the guy was bounced back. We are going to see it on this video. Yeah, so I'm going to read what somebody said because somebody posted the picture here. It is not a video. I will have make this message a video and show you people there, but it is a picture. Somebody captured it where the guy using hand is pushing the double identity Odiegwu Nkere. My dear, shift abeg no be you want interview. Anyway, let us listen to that Simon Ekpa's interview that refused to see the light of the day because of what he vomited from his mouth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. But they decide to sideline it because they don't want the world to know, or rather, the world have already known. But there are some people, listen to me, the world, I know, most of the world powers are corrupted, but I can tell you some people are not corrupted. So that is it. But the problem we are having here is that the people who are supporting evil surpasses the ones who did not support evil. That is why when you get to a parliament, you find out that the number of people who support the Tinubu's tax reform bill is lower, which is the people from the south. Then the higher voice who did not support the tax bill at the National Assembly or Senate are higher from the north. That is how they surpass the people who are supposed to be majority. Now they have turned them to minority because of marrying a lot of wives and creating a lot of local governments when they have the chance. We have a Senate president in that. In how many states did he created in the southeast or south? The answer is 0. We have a president who comes from the south, rather old eastern region, which is a good Lord Jonathan. How many states did he create? He has the right to do that. For where? Currently now, we have Senate president, which is Akpabio. I know that one is a statue. Even they are talking about Anyoma state or Lost state, Njaba state and whatever. Did he say anything? Okay, we have deputy speaker. What are they really doing to the people? How are they representing the people where they come from? Nothing. So let us listen to this Simon Ekpa's interview. Then we'll come back for more discussion at the comment section. Please don't say I talk too much because this is part of the news. I need to explain and break this news to a list of it to layman's understanding. Everybody does not go to Cambridge. Even me, I didn't go to Cambridge. But I try my best to make sure that I break the news step by step, little by little, for our people who are in homeland to understand exactly what the news is all about. That is me, Okurora One Nation. We don't get to, there's no duplicate.
So, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
So much is riding on this election, especially for young people in Nigeria. They're desperate for change, is my view. Why are you so determined to undermine democracy?
I think undermining democracy is not the right word. Rather, promoting democracy. You give the people a choice. And the choice of the Biafran people is a referendum. It is also a democratic process. So that is not undermining a democracy. More accepted democratic process is when you give the people choice to decide their fate.
But they have a choice. This is an election which will be following democratic...
In Nigeria, Biafran people do not have a choice. And that is a historical problem created by the Britain. So everybody, as you have been a journalist with your experience and the history of Nigeria, you agree with me that Nigeria is a mistake because of the tribal and dangerous diversity in Nigeria, which is also a destructive diversity. So when you give the people the choice to choose how they want to live, that is a true democracy. A democracy is not when you bring in the military and invade communities, burn the communities because people are protesting. You kill them. Is that democracy? Do you do that in the United Kingdom? The answer is no.
But what about your role in all this? Your tweets?
My role?
Wait a minute. Your role in all this, your tweets and your social media. why the need for violence?
It is, yeah.
At least 1,500 people died in the last 3 presidential election campaigns.
Was it my fault then?
And there have been deaths so far in this one too.
That's what we want to correct, by making sure we do not continue to validate an evil entity that subject their citizens to death. So the only solution to this is to disintegrate this evil entity and allow people to make their choice so that they can develop and practice politics in the best way possible, just like the Europeans here.
So are you justifying the violence that comes from this kind of stuff that you...
It is not, the violence is not about what I do. It is the provocation of the policy of Nigeria. Okay? So it is a long time bomb coming. So what you see happening now, Nigeria have a history of violence from the beginning of Nigeria. After independence, every election in Nigeria has witnessed violence. So it is not about me. I am here as a good guy to put an end, to have a lasting solution to the violence that have caused the life of thousands of Nigerians.
But do you not accept that some of the things that you say has engendered this kind of...
From your own perspective, you can translate it and interpret it however you want. But from my own perspective, I think I am the good guy trying to teach the people that they have a right.
So there's no blood on your hands?
There is no blood on my hand. There are more blood on those supporting the election, supporting this particular coming election. They have more blood in their hand. In Imo State, you have a governor that have invaded his own state, killed people, and why are you people not talking about that? Those are the people that have blood in their hand. All the people that have been elected in Nigeria since 1960 all have had blood in their hand, and nobody is asking them question. I am just the good guy who say enough is enough. Somebody have to say something, and somebody have to do something, and we're doing it.
But couldn't you make more progress if you were in the tent, as it were, not rather than out of the tent?
You can't.
In another country.
Sorry?
You're in Finland.
Yes.
So wouldn't it be better if you went back home and did the political thing there?
You should know. You see, I learn from what happened to others. I don't want to put my life in danger because the country, as far as I'm concerned, does not exist. Any country that does not respect the rule of law doesn't exist.
You scared you might be killed?
Not everybody. You know that. You can say that as well. Yes.
There's a bounty on
because yes, there's a bounty on my head because Nigeria, because of the Islamic agenda in Nigeria. Whoever that rises up to say something that will, make the life of the people to be better, they want to kill the person. They assassinate people every day. And today you see that there is a video that has been released by a man called Ikenga Imo, when an assassin invaded his house and they wanted to kill him. They are police officers. But if there is no CCTV, they will say unknown gunmen. These are the people that are causing all this crisis in Biafra land. But without that video, everybody has concluded that they are unknown gunmen. Today we have known them. What are the government doing about it? What are the international community doing about it? Every evidences that have surfaced anywhere about CCTV camera, it has always been security agent from the Nigeria state. Nobody is talking about that. That is what we are fighting against. We are defending ourselves and we have armed ourselves to fight Nigeria to the last day. We have done it before. The only difference now is that today we have social media. If social media was there in the 1960s, somebody will do what I'm doing today. In those days we have a man called Okokondem. Okokondem was broadcasting for Radio Biafra and was propagating Biafra stuff, but because there were no social media, so he would have done even what I'm doing today, I believe so. So this is what will make a difference. And my activities on social media is educating the people, telling them they are right, that you have a right to say no, and you have the right to say yes.
Who's funding you and your organization?
Biafra people are funding my organization.
Not the Tinubu party.
I have nothing to do with Tinubu. And it's very funny. A lot of people said Tinubu paid me 25 million. How is that possible? How is it possible?
You're denying he
I don't know who is Tinubu. I have never communicated with anybody close to him. Just like the way they forged the letter. The reason why this letter issue, Nigeria is a criminal country. They breed criminals. And that's what we're fighting against. The reason why the letter on gets sorted out easily and fast was because it was against fairness. and Finland have to officially react to the letter. And the letter went viral. There are so many lies against me out there on social media. Nobody could come and say it is not true. Okay? So that is, and those lies, when they continue to say it and maintain it, it becomes truth when nobody debunk it.
You talk about criminals. Do you think the candidates for the presidency are criminals?
They are all criminals. Yes, all of them.
Even Peter Obi.
Peter Obi is a criminal.
But he's a southerner, isn't he?
He doesn't. I am not a tribal. Listen, I'm not a tribalist. I'm not a tribalist, and that is what makes us different. We want. If I'm criticizing you, I criticize you with fact and figures. I'm going to tell you how all of them are. Do I explain? One, starting from Atiku. Atiku was indicted in the United States for money laundering. He's a criminal. How do you think if Nigeria is a United States, Atiku will come back and start contesting with the criminal record he has had for money laundering? And Tinubu was indicted in the United States for drug pushing. The records are there. So it's criminal. Nigeria is being ruled by criminals, and they bring criminals. Peter Obi his name was in Pandora. He didn't deny it. It's also the part of international money laundering crime. He has $15 million in offshore accounts.
But surely Obi, being a southerner, is on the side of your people.
That is the problem. Why must you have somebody that have to be on the side of my people? That is the dangerous diversity that have brought us this far, because it will never work. Everything about Nigeria is what favors my people. We want a Biafra where everything favors everybody. But when you have Nigeria, it is either Fulani. Now we don't even have Hausa anymore, because Fulani have overshadowed them. So it is either you are fighting for Northerner as a Fulani Muslim, or you are fighting for Yorubas, or you are fighting for Igbo people. So how can you continue in that kind of system? This is why we must make sure that we do not validate Nigeria again. So yeah. I mean, yeah, good. There's a meter. Yeah. Sorry, that's my security. Yeah.
What's your relationship with Mr. Kano at the moment?
Kano is the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, and I regard him as my leader.
Did you talk? Do you have contact with him?
Well, we communicate somehow, but that's a confidential issue.
Because you see, he's disavowed violence. He thinks he's made statements to say that
everybody condemn violence. I condemn violence. I've always condemned violence. On social media, maybe you don't follow that. But where is the violence coming? Who are those committing the violence? They are the Nigeria state. And their intention is to use violence to blackmail what we're doing. And of course, you do not expect people who are Nigerians who are angry, who have lost hope. And the next thing you see from them is when you are hopeless, you become violent. So what is happening now is not caused by anybody. It is caused by the system itself. And until we begin to understand that the violence happening in Nigeria is being generated by the Nigeria system itself, we will never be telling ourselves the truth.
Are you going to rein in your rhetoric a little bit now? Because
How?
We're in the election period. You know people hang on to your words, and it can cause some violence, can't it?
Well, I don't care. We are already at war. In Biafra side of Nigeria, there is a war going on there, and I don't know why media are not covering it. Do you see a democratic place where the plane will be throwing bombs to the people? It's a war. The villages are getting burnt, houses are getting burnt. Even in Ukraine, where you're going to now, the number of people dying in Biafra land outnumber the people dying in Ukraine. So how do you balance that? And who are doing this? The Nigeria themselves, the Nigeria state. When the military comes to the village, instead of protecting the people, they get angry because they obey our orders and then they start burning their villages. So we don't want to continue like that. We want to have, the only solution to this is the disintegration of Nigeria. And if Nigeria do not disintegrate now, the disintegration later on will be very, very, very chaotic. It will be very hard before international community if they continue to let us manage this and force people into election in Biafra land, when this time bomb is going to explode, it will affect everyone.
One last question.
Yeah.
Who's going to win the election?
Election is not happening in Biafra land.
Because you don't want people to vote?
Not to me. Biafra have decided. I am telling you the fact. There is nothing that will make Biafran's people to go out and vote. This is a life and death matter. We have come a long way. For over 50 years, Nigeria have done all manner of genocide, committed genocide against our people, kill us every day, and you expect us to allow them to continue to kill us, to elect governors that will bring military and militarize our territory? We can't do that again.
That's 11 million votes, isn't it?
Nobody will vote in Biafra land. I am telling you the fact. It will shock the world. We've made up our mind and we know what we have on ground. Nobody will vote in Biafra land.
Even if that undermines the rest of the...
It is not undermining. No. This particular civil disobedience is also a democratic process. And I want you to see it in that perspective. When people say, I don't want, it is their choice. And if you think that there are people who want to vote, that are bigger in number, conduct a referendum. As simple as that. For now, we control 90% of Biafra people. 90%.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So I don't hear and finish you. You that watch it now, for those of people who are following Ogenkere and his group, the voice you hear there, is that a voice of Arise TV analyst? The answer is zero. Ngwa, use your tongue to count your teeth according to Igbo adage. For you to know that what I said earlier is exactly what is happening. We will keep on faking it. We will keep on with the propaganda until we make it. My dear, they have left them behind. Okay, let us dissect the comment section. Ochuchi Chinaka said that this is wonderful. 100%. And for Nigeria, junk media, we told them we come when they will flee because of their fake posts, lies to the public, propaganda, and blackmail. Zita said, how is this supposed to be a topic? Shame has overshadowed you and your stupidity. And this is not even the Arise TV interview of our Prime Minister. Ewu, ex-information minister, without information. Kevin Tobechuku AKP said, Akpamo, are you okay? Comparing our PM's interview with this monumental disgrace shows you Akpamo has no regard for our Obatobi. You are a disgrace to this struggle. Ogodoman official said, I saw 555 telling you now to push the slap on your APM face by Arise to Biafrans. You can never clean this mess. Sportsman Bukuma said, this sonny of a guy, they sleep online. Every time he is online. My brother, now Biafra be their struggle. The Biafra be their source of income. If they Abado Biafra, my brother, I go Eboyan and Debayana. Good luck said, on the contrary, Ogenkere was disgraced by that interviewer. He was even chased out of the line and he quietly go away. What a disgrace. He even put it on him that he is a Nigerian while Ogenkere was struggling to claim a Biafra. What an international disgrace. No, make them go out there disgracing themselves. Ola said, lives of millions of Nigerians. Oh, Chimo. Amo Apple, okay. I'm happy. Leave Biafra now. Said, hide Biko, hide. It could have been. It could have never happened to Ngozi or Simon. Oga was chased out like okay. See the sheepish look on Oge's face. Now true, he is very proud in that moment, and we all know why. Hashtag Zoo Agent. So the person who posted the video where the guy used hand and telling him, nah, go out of the land, nobody want to see you. The moment Ogenkere was shooed away like bug that he is. Another one said, Arise TV said, go away with his finger. Oh, sorrow, agony and pain. Lucide said, your shame, they shame me always. Coming up with something to cover up. On an acting PM, no they try at all. Biafra Nightmare said this is a big shame on them because they will never see light again in their existence. Then according to Nene David said, but Arise TV did not interview your Prime Minister. And not true. They told him he is a Nigerian and push him aside. What I want to ask is, I am a Biafran, an interviewer. What a shame. What else did he say to portray the interests of Biafrans as a nation? I am really disappointed. Hide your faces in shame because you are disgracing the entirety of Igbo race. Because I cannot say Biafra, they don't represent Biafra. They only represent the Igbo. Only if they are Igbo. Because nobody know whether it's Igbo, Calabar, Efiki, or even Ibibio. Well, I know they finish it. Anyway, my wonderfully made Biafran brothers and sisters, now here we go take back break you. When I go here, of us again when we come back. Make sure that this video go viral because these people have sworn. Fang online and say we are going to fake it until we make it, until people believe us. But my dear, hey, they are all jokers. Anyway, make I live on here, make on argue with on a tablet. More discussion will be at the comment section of this video. Okay, Messiano.